You know what, all the talk this week about the Seattle Kraken with their expansion draft, you know, my mind went back to this guy. He was drafted twice in expansion drafts, one by a new team, the Washington Capitals, from 74-75, and the re-established Winnipeg Jets when he joined the NHL in the 1979-80 season. Now, if you never heard of this guy before, yeah, I might as well tell you, he played most of his career in the shadow of his younger brother. Now, his younger brother was angry most of the time, would swing his stick, was a little bit egotistical, didn't really like Wayne Gretzky very much, but his older brother seemed to be a little bit more calmer than Billy Smith. So today we're going to be talking about the former captain of the Washington Capitals, the very talented and the very unheralded Gord Smith. Now, Gord Smith was drafted by the New York Rangers from Cornwall of the QJHL in the 1969 NHL Amateur Draft in round 5, 59th overall. Now, the 5'10", 170-pound defenseman had a good junior career, which allowed the numerous scouts to take a look at him. But when he was drafted, unfortunately, he was mired in the minors for a number of years. He first came to major prominence with the Brockville Braves of the CJHL in 68, then the Royals in 69. He made pro with the Ranger system with the New Haven Blades in 1970 of the EHL, 24 points in 72 games, including 4 goals, and with the Omaha Knights in the CHL playoffs. He played with the Blades again in 71-72 before moving on to the Springfield Kings, which obviously were the former affiliate for his brother. Now, 2 years in Springfield, best season was his second, 67 points in 75 games. Now, the Washington Capitals took notice, decided to take him in the expansion draft, and he got his debut October 9th against the Rangers, of all people, in 1974. Now, he had a prestigious minor league career. He won an Adams Cup with Omaha in 70 after joining them for the playoffs. He was named to the EHL North All-Star first team with New Haven in 71. He was named to that same designation in 72. He led all AHL defensemen in points and assists with Springfield in 74. The 67 points were also 5 short of an AHL record for defensemen at the time, and the 2 assists were 2 short of a record. 180 Shore Award as the league's outstanding defenseman, again with the Kings in 74, and also named to the AHL All-Star team. Now, played on the first Washington Capitals team in 74-75 and made his NHL debut in the first game in franchise history, again on October 9, 74 for the Rangers. Now he went back to the minors for a short time. He was named to the AHL's All-Star second team with Richmond in 76. Now, he also appeared in Winnipeg's first ever NHL game on October 10th, 79 at Pittsburgh, and back to the CHL in 79-80, named to the CHL All-Star second team with Tulsa that year. Now, he has a weird transaction history. It's pretty weird. So listen to this very carefully. Now, the man who was called Truck, or Smitty, born Gordon John Smith, was loaned by Salem of the EHL to New Haven in exchange for the loan of Lynn Marguerite. No trade. May 22, 1970, signed with LA as an unrestricted free agent after New York opted not to offer him a contract for the 71 season. Now, June 12, 74, he was claimed by Washington from LA in the NHL expansion draft. Then again claimed by Winnipeg from Washington in the NHL expansion draft, June 13, 79. He eventually came back to the Rangers August 6, 1980, where the rights were sold by Winnipeg to the New York Rangers. In January 83, he signed with Maine as an unrestricted free agent after spending half the season trying to get back in minor or major pro. Now, he was one of only 2 Washington players to appear in all 80 games of the 78 regular season, and he was also famous for his ability to hip check, to take down much bigger opponents in open ice. But can we be completely honest, ladies and gentlemen? Playing in Washington wasn't the best fit for Gord. He was a great player. Now, 75, he played in 63 games, 11 points, minus 60, ladies and gentlemen. A rough year for Gord in the major pros. Now, 76, he played most of the season with Richmond, 25 games in Washington that year in 76, minus 22. Now, 79, a little bit better on the defense, only minus 27 in 79 games. In 1980, he was minus 20 in 80 games played with 11 points. Now he went back to the minors for Hershey in 79 for 33 games, back to Washington for 39, played 13 games with the Jets in 1980, then again went to the minors for Tulsa, New Haven, Springfield, and again wrapped up his career with the Maine Mariners in 83, and played a big part in their big playoff run that year with 3 points in 17 in the playoff games. So final NHL totals: 299 games, 39 points, 9 goals, 284 minutes and penalties. So Gord again is still appreciated by the Washington faithful, because again he played the majority of his pro games with them. But I do remember, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you take it the right way, there was a game on Saturday night, I think in 1975, where Montreal was playing Washington, and he was out of position for 3 or 4 goals. And I do remember Larry Robinson going over to him. I can always read his lips. He said, "It's going to get better." I kid you not. And it did get better, because, Washington got better as the years went on. But what's kind of weird about this, ladies and gentlemen, he never played in the playoffs, but was a big minor pro performer. AHL totals are outstanding: 172 points in 418 games, 25 goals, and 33 games in the playoffs. So again, minor pro and major pro minor pro and major pro. Again, 600 and close to 650 games, a decent career. But I look at that minus 60, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on the bench, you're looking up, and you're on the ice for 1 to 3 goals per game. Mentally it adds up, because Washington was not good in that first season. Not as bad as Greg Jolie on defense. I think Jolie was minus 69. But I know one thing, though: the Smith brothers are tough. Billy had said many years before, he said he was very proud of his family. I think another brother played minor pro. But I mean, if I'm not sure, maybe somebody can back it up. Did Gord and Billy play together in Springfield? Please let me know. Because, Billy was started off in LA and moved over to the Islanders in their inaugural season. So that's the legend of Gord Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, we're the Vintage Sports File Podcast. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. And as we like to say up North Shore way, keep your stick in the ice. Have a good day. Bye.